Is your love built to last? In this video, I'm going to talk about 4 clear signs that your relationship is successful, on the way to success, or if it isn't, it will give you advice and tips on how to make your relationship better. So the first one on the list is effective conflict resolution. And why this is important is because we all have conflict. It's just a natural part of life, okay? But how you deal with the conflict is important. There are many people out there at the moment that have anxious attachment styles, avoidant attachment styles, anxious avoidant attachment styles, and secure attachment styles. Okay, and so what can happen is we tend to attract people that are the ones that are either opposite or that will bring up our attachment style. And this is just an unconscious thing that we all do. It's a way of how we can heal our past. And so if you are in a relationship that has conflict, like effective conflict resolution, it means that when these things come up, you will use it as growth. You will use the opportunity for both of you to heal. You won't just keep cycling the same arguments over and over again. Okay? And so with having effective communication skills, that could be effective conflict skills, could be actually listening to your partner, hearing what they have to say, summarizing back what they have said to you so that you make sure you are clear on what they've said before you respond. Sometimes, like some of my exes and I actually used to have a book where we used to write things down that were common that would come up so that we didn't have to keep cycling those stuff. So you might also do that. So effective conflict resolution is the first one. The second one on my list is that the positive outweighs the negative. And this is so important. I mean, can you imagine if you're in a relationship where there's so much negativity? It's toxic for both of you and it's really not good. And so having more positive, people that are actually where they have more positive than negative in their relationship, you will see, because as a couple, they will be glowing. You will just feel the love emanating from them. And so if you can identify in your relationship, like, oh yeah, you know, we have 60, 70, 80, 90% of positive outweighing the negative, then that is amazing, and keep it up. And the thing is, it's important to note, you can have conflict coming up. And you can even have a lot of conflict coming up, especially when you've got all these shadow sides that haven't been healed, that need to be healed, and they finally find a safe space in which they can come up. But if you are able to both deal with them in a loving, caring, empathetic, and nurturing way, that actually that conflict doesn't have to be negative. Yes, because when you're learning and growing, you're turning it into a positive, or just the way how you communicate with one another in a healthy way means then that the experience can still be a positive one. So don't think just because there's lots of conflict that comes up, it necessarily means that the negative is outweighing the positive. So the next one on the list I have is acceptance of influence. And so what this means is, if you have problems or issues with work, friends, yourself, whatever it is, anything at all, that you are actually open and accepting of your partner's opinion, that you respect them and look up to them so much that their opinion actually matters and can influence your response, because you have so much respect and regard for one another. And this is a very important thing to have, because actually when you get to the point of not caring what your partner thinks, like just not taking on board what their experience is, what their opinion is. You know, it's where's the respect? You know, for me personally, like, a relationship is built on trust and respect. And if you don't have that, it's not a great foundation or a solid base. But we know through the research, with having this, having the acceptance of the influence from our partner, where we're taking on board what they're saying, is a very clear and strong sign of a solid connection with one another. Right, so the very last one I have on my list is regular positive rituals. And I think this is a very, very big one, because so many people, especially once they've been together for some time, they stop doing things. They stop having date night. They stop giving each other massages. They stop having a little dance, just the two of them in the house. They stop going out having fun. They literally just don't have anything that is time set aside for them to do together. And so what happens is then every time you're seeing each other, you're just kind of hanging out as mates, which is, don't get me wrong, that's all good, because we want to be best buddies with who we're dating. But if you're only doing these things, then you're not making time for romance, for love, for sensuality and things like that. Well, you're taking the relationship for granted. So if you are having that in your relationship, again, well done, you know. And if you aren't doing that, start today. Like, what's stopping you? You know, our relationships have to be nurtured. We have to actively put in effort and love and time and energy if we want them to work and if we want them to thrive. All right, if there's anything else that you say you identify your relationship as a healthy, loving, caring, healing relationship, and there's something that you feel everybody should do and it's a real game changer for your relationship, then share it. Please share it, because I would also love to learn more as well. All right, thank you so much love and blessings. Take care. Bye.